Hello students, this is next part of chapter resources. So now on the basis of their distribution, resources can be ubiquitous or localized. Resources that are found everywhere like the air we breathe or the sky and airwave we use for media and communication are ubiquitous, but those which are found only in some places, such as copper, iron ore, are called localized resources. You will usually find oil or water pump where there is oil or water underground, and which places have what local resources depends entirely on the different geography or local physical factors such as landform, climate, or altitude. So, now human resources. Humans are also resources. Is it is the number, it means the quantity, and the ability means mental and physical qualities of people. Though there are differing views about considering humans as resources, but one cannot deny the fact that it is people's skill that help in changing ordinary things into valuable resources. People can make best use of nature to create more resources when they have the knowledge, skill, and technology to do so. That is why human beings are a special resource and people are called human resources. Education and health help in making people a valuable resource. Without education and the good health, peoples are not valuable. And improving the quality of people's skill, it could make them resources so that they are able to create more resources is known as human resource development. Now, human made resources. So, human made resources are resources that are created by humans to transform and use the gift of nature. So, you can see in this picture, just take a look around and find something made by peoples. Sometimes natural substance such as sand or wood become resources only after they are changed. Iron ore was not a resource until people learned to extract ore and make steel from it. You will see that almost everything except plants and animals are things like rivers and mountains is created by humans. The invention of wheels ultimately created newer modes of transport, and our technology to create hydroelectricity has turned even the energy in fast flowing water into resource. That is why people and their ideas are most important resource. So in hydroelectricity there is a motor which is used as wheel, so it convert the water into electricity. Now these are resources, but these are resources we should utilize in a way where they could be used by our next generations. We should conserve natural resources because it is necessary for the ecological balance also. Greenhouse effect is the effect occurs in nature by cutting trees. Greenhouse effect means the increasing temperature. Okay, so how could we conserve the resource? Like, all the electricity comes from other resources which are not unlimited. So whenever you come out of the class or the room, just switch off the electricity. I will try to reuse as many things as possible. It should be your oath also to conserve the resources. You could use the paper bags, so it could be recycle to make other things. Now, sustainable development. Sustainable development is a process for meeting human development goals while sustaining the ability of natural system to continue to provide the natural resources and ecosystem services upon which the economy and society depends. While the modern concept of sustainable development is derived most strongly from 1987, the Brundtland Report, it is rooted in earlier ideas about sustainable forest management and 20th century environmental concern. So, actually, it means to use the natural resources in a way which could be sustained longer for the next generation also. Okay, that is called sustainable development. Now you have assignments, you have exercise in the book also, and there are some questions. So I think you got the chapter clearly. Okay, thank you.